Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for The Haves and the Have-Nots. Oh, come on. That hat put all that stuff in my hair. Okay. The Haves and the Have-Nots, Season 7, Episode... Are we doing 5 or 6? Episode 6, from the 70s. Now, the episode picks up where it left off, and we have a very, 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 very pissed off Hannah. She's pissed off and she's not playing games. And you know how the show goes. It takes them, in order to drag things out, they go and repeat stuff over again to irk and irritate us. Hannah overheard Mitch saying how the criers are the one that are after Benny. And so she's trying to get it out of him. But Mitch is loyal. Even with Hannah going and grilling him, he's not just going and giving up that information. So I guess his family taught him something. But Benny said, just tell her. Yes. They're after me. How do you know they're after him? Well, Mitch, just tell me. Mitch, just tell me. And that's when he said that, I'm very connected. My family's very connected. Hannah looked like she wanted to slap the piss out of him. And she despises Jim. So this is just great that Jim is trying to officially kill her son. It's just great. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Now we have David. So she's going to go over to Jim's house and handle this. I said, oh, Hannah, how are you going to handle this? Mind you, David is on the phone with his goons. So David and his goons, they're talking, chatting it up, making sure the hit is set up on Justin. And I'm excited. I'm enthused. Madison is trying to talk to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey is pissed. Jeffrey's pissed, and Jeffrey's upset because Jeffrey doesn't like the fact that Madison went and told his father about what's going on. Jeffrey feels like he can handle it, and also Jeffrey feels like Madison betrayed him by going and spilling that information. You know, Jeffrey hates the fact that his father's always had to save him. Guess what? Maybe you need to go and start doing things that wouldn't constitute your father having to save you. And by the way, he is your father. He's your parent. He's supposed to protect you. I get it that you want to be strong and independent. We respect that. But you're not doing it the right way, dummy. Now, Jeffrey goes and talks to David. And David's just like, what are you doing? Why are you allowing this to happen? You have feelings for the guy? What's up? What is it? And David realizes, like I said, that Jeffrey is going to be a glutton for punishment when it comes to this. So he doesn't know. He just has to go and handle this himself. Like, I guess he's been handling other stuff for Jeffrey, because if he doesn't, this could end up really bad. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the season finale for Celebrity Apprentice is tonight. Oh my gosh, 2 hours. There's so much TV on. Oh, this is going to be another late night. Okay. I just thought that, like, okay. And they started later. They started at 9. Now, oh yeah, and I have a new ASMR video. It's a roleplay video. It's basically me at Best Buy. I'm trying to determine if I want to use the name Best Buy in my video. So we'll see. Sidebar. Now we're back at the Artesian, or at least whatever hotel Catherine owns. We see Rocky and RK. RK sees Justin and he's over it. And so Justin threatens him because Justin, his whole thing is power. He can't get to Jeffrey and, handle his urges, as I guess we'll call them. And so he wants to go to the next best thing. Another guy that he felt up and couldn't do anything about it, that he knows exactly where he is and feels like he has leverage over him. RK. So he threatens RK that he'll go to his manager, expose him. RK said he doesn't get down like that, and even if he did, he wouldn't get down like that with someone who forced themselves on him again. And so then he goes to Broderick, who's the manager, but he doesn't know that they work closely. So he was telling Broderick, this guy has this huge spreadsheet of criminal background, and what you need to know is, I just felt like I'm a cop. I'm a cop, and I felt like you just need to know that. He said, oh, okay, I'll handle it. Called him into the back room. And so then Broderick was like, all right, what's up with old dude? What's up with old dude? What's going on with him? That's when Arcade told him, hey, that's the officer I was telling you about that felt me up. And in the back of the cop car, well, there was that. And then also in the station. And he was like, oh, okay, so he's a mark. No, he's not a mark. He's someone that went and felt me up. And you know I don't get down like that. And he did it against my will. Why would I want to go and even try and trick off on him or have him trick off on me? Broderick said, here's how this goes. You want to keep your job? You're going to do whatever it takes. Broderick's thing is, if he has to sleep with Catherine, you got to go and do whatever you need to do. Even though I'm thinking that's not an equivalent exchange. Catherine is older, but Catherine isn't unattractive, and you like women. So that's not an equivalent exchange. Come on now. So now RK goes out there, and RK is just like, look, I guess I'm fired because I'm not going. I'm not going. Nope. And I respect that. I respect it. And then comes Veronica. Veronica said, what's going on here? Sits down in front of Justin, and Justin's face said, I am looking at the devil, and I'm shook right now. RK was looking like, oh, so you two know each other? Yes, you two know each other? Well, yeah, this guy went and felt me up against my will at the police station and in the back of his car. Before that, she asked for coffee, and she said, you're going to pour my coffee? He said, no. I'm thinking, no, he's fired. He doesn't have to do anything. And she was her usual self, but the good thing about that is they had a common enemy and didn't even realize it. Because, like I said, he went and told her that. She said, oh, that happened? Okay, good. Very good. Girl, sit down. Where are you going? Because Justin tried to leave. Girl, so you just love you the men's. And your MO is to go and do it against their will, I see. Is that what you did to Jeffrey? It is! Interesting. Here's how this goes, sis. I got you. Your poor little wife, I saw her the other day, and she is disheveled, defeated. I felt bad. I didn't feel too bad, but I did feel bad because she doesn't deserve what you did to her. She's a good woman. She was crying over you as soon as I mentioned your name, and she's not over it. She still loves you. Heck, she'd probably still take you back. It's not like you want her, so it doesn't matter. And that's why she's crying. Oh, you men. Here's how this works, girl. I have my eye on you. You will get your day. And there is nothing you can do about it, sis. Oh, you want to get happy with me? Why don't you go and sashay? Work. Down the runway you go. She is so awful. Oh, but I enjoyed it. Big ups to Own. Own is getting some even more good content, I see. March is going to be a good month for Own. If Loving You Is Wrong comes back, as well as this other new show is coming back. But anyway, after that, Veronica goes, drinks her coffee, and RK tries to go, and Veronica says, no, where do you think you're going? What do you mean, where am I going? Here's how this works. I want my jewelry back. What jewelry? I want my jewelry back. You stole it. I didn't steal anything. All right, so that's the game that we're going to play? Yes, that's the game that we're going to play. You stole it. I want it back, and I want it back now. Because if I don't get it back, you're going to jail. Well, how would I do that if you... Dummy, I put cameras all through my house. I have video recordings of you stealing it. You think that I'm that dense? Me and my team of lawyers will go and bury you, as well as these undercover cops. Oh, yes, the two black people there that weren't ordering from the bar. Yeah, those are undercover cops that work for me. And they turned around and nodded like, sure are. I said, oh, where is it? Okay, fine. I pawned it. You ghetto hood rat. You pawned it? This is Veronica. You pawned it. Why don't you take your narrow behind down to the pawn shop and get it back? Why don't you go and do that? Why don't you go and do that? Do it now. Before I go and have to handle this. Okay? So he goes and tries to request time off. Catherine is there and Broderick is there. So Catherine said, how's everything going? Great. Why don't you show me around, show me a couple of the rooms. I want to, see a couple of the rooms. She said, oh, okay. I'm thinking Jim has eyes. This is not over. In comes RK, and when I tell you Catherine just eyes opened up like, so she was messing with appetizers in her mind when she could have the main course. That's what I'm thinking that she's thinking with that look. It was so thirsty. The thirst. I said, come on, Catherine, I'm not here for all this thirstiness. You actually got you some. Calm down a little bit. Why don't you do that? But Catherine sees her enemy, Veronica, because she said, there was this girl, but, I have to deal with that. Catherine's thinking, huh? What are you talking about? And she sees Veronica. And when I tell you, this was the most nice, nasty, stiff conversation I've ever seen in my natural born life. Oh my gosh, it was bad. Just like how all this dumb stuff in my head. But it was, oh hey, what are you doing here? Well, I came out. What are you doing here? Well, I own the hotel. Great. How are you? Well, how are you? Fantastic. You look great. How's Jeffrey? Great. How's Wyatt? Great. All right. I've been hearing some things, that divorce, you in a couple other situations. And Veronica was like, yes, me and my team of lawyers that will be ready and willing and able to handle anything that comes our way. Yes, we're doing fine. We're doing fantastic. How about you? How about your proclivity to seeing dead bodies on the floor, lifeless, shot? How's that going for you? I'm thinking, what is going on here? What is going on here? What's happening? They were going for the jugular in the most classy, public way possible. And it was like, well, at the end of the day, you can do stuff like that when you own all of this hotel, and you own houses and properties, and I don't have a mortgage on a single one of them. I said, Catherine, flex. Veronica is cash poor. All she has is her gaggle of lawyers and dirt, which will carry her far, but still. And it was just like, essentially, I have my eye on you, I have information on you, and if you push too hard, I may come after you. That's what I got from the both of them. So Veronica left, and Catherine was just looking at her like, that be... I was just waiting for her to say that. But Catherine was distracted because Broderick found Rocky. Because Catherine said, where's your friend? Oh, he just left. Well, if he just left, you can still catch him. And now they're about to have their usual threesome at this point. And they get stopped by security. Catherine was like, excuse me? I'm a rich white woman who owns this place. How dare you even tell me anything like that? He said, ma'am, it's for the President of the United States. What? Well, I'll just stand back here. While the president is walking through, remember, she didn't vote for him. She said that she voted for her. And she wanted to know, hey, has the president dabbled into our side business? Has he requested any of the ladies? Oh no. I'm thinking Secret Service is right there. But Broderick said no. She said, dang it. That sucks, because she thought maybe she could have some leverage over him. Unfortunately, she doesn't have anything, and she's just going to have to accept that. Now, the part that confused me was how this was filmed, because it made it look like the president was leaving. Why was he in there? Why was the next scene that he was in the room? But whatever. Landon, the president is left in the room with Landon because he requests everyone to leave except for him. He says, Landon, come over here. I want to check your jaw. I said, what? That's just a weird sentence. A weird sentence. And especially after everything that's happened. And I said, oh no, he's going to knock Landon out. Landon, don't be a dummy. Don't be a dummy. Actually be a dummy, because you got on my nerves, so I don't care. He checks it. He says, okay, that's not bad. And he asks Landon flat out, do you like me? Do you find me attractive? Like, what was going on there? Why did you not tell me that you were gay? He said, I didn't think that was important for you to know, for my job. And then he was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. True that. But what was important was what Landon did. And again, he did apologize. Charles doesn't have friends. And I feel like he can't trust Landon. He knows that Landon is attracted to him, and Landon tried to put the moves on him. Now he knocks Landon out, so I guess in his mind it's like, all right, let's start over. I don't have friends. Clearly he's very lonely, and the person that he felt like he could trust betrayed his trust, and he's so desperate to have someone around him that he could kind of be himself around. And also will fully do his bidding, so he's going to try and give this a shot again. Which is basically what he said without saying all of that. Landon was like, okay, great. I'll never do that again. And then Landon said, can I talk freely, sir? I'm thinking, after everything that's happened? Landon's going to work on the Candace Young situation. He's going to see what he can do to try and wiggle her back in, because Charles is better when Candace is around. He's nicer and he's more focused. I'm thinking, get it how you live, but I don't see how that's going to work. Jeffrey gets on my nerves. And Madison is leaving, and Jeffrey is just grilling him, because Jeffrey is just like, hey, you interfering, you tell my dad, don't do that mess again. Poor Madison is just saying, hey, I want you to live. I want you to live, my dude. That's the only reason why I did any of that. And for you to come at me and treat me like I'm just some strumpet? Oh no. Oh no. That is not what we're doing here. I don't play those games. You're a psychologist, but you didn't realize that you're being played, that you're being manipulated, and frankly, you don't care. Jeffrey said, why don't you go, do what you do over there, just tend to my father, stay out of my business, and we'll be cool. We don't need to talk. I'm thinking, Jeffrey, you be. Madison, I've said he's seen this firsthand, people in this situation. You're too close to it. And Jeffrey is. So Madison leaves because he's pissed, as he should. Now we see Wyatt talking to George. And George is essentially saying, hey, you had the drugs on you. That's why you're here. Wyatt said, I'll testify. You'll testify to what? I'll testify. I'll say whatever you need me to say about my parents. Because remember, George doesn't have the bullets. So George is willing to work with Wyatt when it comes to that. But Wyatt wants to get out because he wants another fix. George looks at him like, okay, you can get out, but you ain't getting no fix. We need you alive. Now, George is informed that Jim is outside. So he goes and talks to Jim, and Jim is just like, you need to let my son go. He's back there, right? Yes, he is. You need to let him go. Why? Because I said so. Why? Because if you don't, there's going to be hell to pay. George said, well, why don't you go and give me back my evidence? What evidence? You know what evidence. Evidence to the case that you have. George, why would I do that when I don't have it? And you had the audacity to go and have Sarah kidnap my son. Well, take my son and bring him here. That was wrong. He said, here's how this works. You can go to the attorney DA. You can go to whoever you want, but you're not going to get what you want in this case. I'm going to get you unless you get me what I need back. I said, okay, George. Now, Catherine shows up to the Crier residence, and not Catherine. Hannah shows up, and Hannah wanted smoke. So she wasn't nasty to the new maid, but she was stern, because the new maid said, oh, since you're here, can you get the stain? I said, help me get the stain now. I'm thinking, no. And right after her, then comes Candace. And of course, Candace was nasty because Candace's disposition is, ugh. So then the house attendant called Jim and said, this nasty girl, who I guess is Hannah's daughter, is here too. Hannah's here. He said, oh, okay, serve them tea and tell them that I'll be there shortly. Now, I loved this ending part because Justin, he opens the door. He sees this black man that I guess is his type, so he has a smile on his face, and he sees these flowers, and it was like, oh, okay. This is cool. It was like, yeah, this is from a Jeffrey Harrington. Oh, well, don't get the wrong idea. It's like, dude, what idea? I don't know. I don't care. It's like, all right, let me get you a tip. I said, okay, you go and do that, officer. 2 more guys came in. They closed the door, and they pummel Justin. They beat him to a bloody pulp. Now, Justin, he has training, so he did fight back. And I said, if he goes, no returns, and shoots, I'm going to be over it. But thankfully, there was 3 of them, and they were big, so they could take a hit. And they won. The only thing I didn't like was, I said, they could have done a better job with the blood or the bruising, because it just looked fake. That was my only thing. And I understand that we're sometimes hypercritical with this show, but that part made me look at it and say, But next week, ooh, it's going to be messy. I'm ready. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR.